Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darksiders 2. So, we found this new area and we got through this door and it's been a new day for me, so I kind of have to refresh myself. Looks like we may get another ability or a elevator fight of some sort. There was an elevator fight in the first game, and this game is pretty heavy-handedly repeating the first game in a different gameplay style, which certainly, now that I've thought about what they wanted the third game to be, where it was going to be a co-op game between the last two remaining characters, I could see why they wouldn't have the instantaneous pickup of health items. I don't think I can climb up there. And I could certainly get up here and get a little bit more angle. Death grip can be used while jumping to get to distance objects. And that gets me up here, which there is something like through a single pixel line through there, but I don't believe that's actually a collectible or anything. I think it's just a visual glitch. Then do we drop down to our death, or are we just hitting B and then doing this? Well, I guess I should have succeeded. Notice a major hover before you fall. Let's see. Didn't actually need to be on that platform. So this is kind of like that secret area that we spent so much time with, where the game becomes sort of difficult and asking something more than what we've seen for the rest of the game. He's through now, so I assume I'm supposed to take this all the way over here to land back here. And I kind of need to just recalibrate how thorough I want to play. Probably at least one more thing to collect in this area. Let's see, so there's lava down there, and we're gonna just use it as an elevator. And if this guy is with me, it's really not gonna be much of a fight unless we run into something new. And the boss fights have all had some kind of special strategy element to them, making them not just a health bar, a character with a larger health bar, which for this type of game with the theoretical ability to become overpowered and kill things in one-hit kills, which I'm not sure that the balancing engine ever actually would let that happen. I would kind of prefer if the bosses were just enemies with bigger health bars. I recently, earlier today, saw an article talking about, or asking game developers or video game reviewers whether they thought boss battles were good or not. And a lot of them said they were bad, which was really striking, because I will fully admit that there is a large list of badly implemented boss fights. This game may be one of them. Oh, so he's gonna just carry it back. So one assumes they can't just jump and grab. So we're gonna have to solve some kind of puzzle. There's a machine down there, so we might also be riding a construct over lava, which would be interesting. Yeah. There's definitely arguments to say that this is a slightly bad implementation of boss fights. They throw something at you that is different than the regular enemies, and perhaps if the regular enemies had some easier way to be killed, or a rock paper scissors type system where certain enemies took more damage from the there's I believe just a treasure that way, so let's go ahead and grab this. If some enemies took more from the X attack and some enemies took more from the Y attack, that'd be interesting. But that would almost certainly have to work together. Wow, I was almost certain I would have made that jump. Well, can I make this jump? Wow. You can't make any jump. This game is so constrained. So, do I jump back like that? Yeah, I guess I do. Interesting that you would say something like that to death. You gotta admit there's some really bad story writing going on here. None of these makers seem like they care that you're death at all, and you should be this really intimidating character, like War was. Like War had the perfectly feeling written personality of somebody you don't mess with, somebody who's going to really murder you if you get in his way. And Death should be the same way. All the characters should be. Which that's a little scary to say for the third game, because the female character Fury, she is so far looking like she is going to be like War. So there's not a lot of room for variety of different characters, or different types of characters. They all need to be super aggressive for this type of game. You don't have the legacy and the ability to do something like The Legend of Zelda, where Link, the hero of time, is this child that's just running around chasing chickens for some of it, and then eventually grows up into a adult fighter. And that's just some of the games that's the case. Alright, so we're perfectly safe in lava, but we might want to keep moving just to be certain. We can go over that. We can not break that. So we're still very limited to only breaking the yellowish corruption crystals. Doesn't seem like there's anything special floating around. No little bits of gold or anything. Which, yeah, it would have been a little nice to find something here. And into the hole to shoot a chain really far. And what is it, B to get on the train? Because it's telling me the wrong prompt. A lot of little things that could have been fixed when they made a new version of this. Nope, nothing's gonna save me. I jumped the wrong way. Right. Jump and B, and then B again. I really have no idea, but I wonder what it would have been to take out the loot parts and make this much like the first game. It probably would have been a lot of work. You would have had to instead give the player like a different mode where they just had their regular weapons and armor, and the armor and weapons just would automatically level up to a certain number every time you gain a certain amount of experience. Because all of those things, well, they don't really have to happen in an action game that doesn't have like attack and defense, but a lot of those things still happen in the background of a standard action game where you only have one weapon.
Let's get this back to the Guardian.
That sure felt like that was gonna be something attacking me. Wow. Let's double check our map. Oh, there is something here I missed. How can we get to it? What's the trick to get the secret treasure chest?
It's getting hot in here.
We're here. The treasure chest is right under me. And I guess I just use that. And then I guess the question will become, is there a way back up, or am I just jumping right into the lava? I guess I'm just jumping into the lava to suffer. Right. And then this. And we only have this locked door and this section, which I guess that's quite a lot. And we didn't miss anything. Seems a little crazy to have so many hallways with nothing in them. It seems a little crazy to not have enemies attacking. Seems a little crazy that maybe they could bring back some of the old bosses we've already fought and shown that I've gotten strong enough to be able to defeat them easier. Alright. We were almost certain this was going to happen. Have to get reacquainted with the weapons and attacks I have. We'll beat on some people to refill our health. Seems like I'm only gonna get 2 weapons that are possessed. So once we fully upgrade 2 possessed weapons, that's probably all it's gonna be. This grip is useful enough in fights, but certainly not super helpful in battle. Not as useful as the gun was. Trying to use my hammer. My hammer's not really stealing health anymore, so I don't know if I was using a different weapon or what. Is there any collectible to pick up? Nope. Not that much of a fight. They need to learn to put the weapons away. I feel like it's just too much screen real estate. Now would be, I guess, a fine time to, well, to look at inventory and just make sure we're not getting anything. This is all now full of lava. It wasn't full of lava before. Interesting. One heartstone of 3 needed. That's just gonna make magically burn down that section, so now I can reach a new area. I see how this goes. Let's see. No skill points. We wouldn't want to use that. I don't think we'd want to use that. This would increase a 10% in our guilt, but it would lower our experience. Still think I need experience. Even though, to be all honest, it seems like 90% of all the experience you're getting is from finishing quests. This would also lower our experience. So, if I come over to the possessed hammer, which is what I have equipped. It was the axe of rendering that had health still, not this. So that explains a little bit. Let's try and upgrade this with things that are green. We could do increase in piercing damage. We can increase our defense. We can increase our defense. We can increase our defense. And we can increase our defense. And that just bumps it up from defense 52 to 57 just by upgrading it. But I can either move it now from 57 to 61, or I could move the piercing damage. That wasn't much of an upgrade, honestly. And I don't think I could upgrade this anymore because I think I'm not high enough level. And I think that's what it's trying to tell me. Alright. And so we'll probably run into a scenario where we don't have enough possessed weapons to use as to feed weapons into an upgrade. And down a tube we go. Good idea to actually use this as a way of travel at least once. My main weapon steals some health. Let's see. Definitely see a collectible over here. So before we do anything else, let's grab it. These meaningless things. And then back to the map. Well, it seems like if I go that way, I'll open the door, and I probably need him, so I need Karn's help. It would be a little funny if they did a Wrath of Karn joke. So the stingers coming out of this tube, I guess, was supposed to push me into going this way. Although that's not the best way to do that. I would have preferred there to be gold or something of value, not something negative. Even a game where technically the enemies are just gold chests, they're walking loot chests. I just have to kill them first. It really feels like we're just doing fire and water again. And you're not going to get a major, deeply symbolic revelation with fire and water as your theme. It's just not going to happen. Let's see. If I fall, I can get back up a couple different ways. So, first things first. Let's get in this water and see if there's anything hidden. Let's see. If... No, there's nothing there. I doubt they want me to jump through any of these tubes. There's a lot of them. A lot of tubes that are collapsed and don't look that great in the way they're collapsed. You'd think somewhere here there would be a Book of the Dead or something. We got a little bit of graphics flickering again. This is definitely the danger. If we hit a point with these THQ Nordic games that were originally released by THQ and seem like they're just getting ported by either third-party companies or by THQ Nordic directly, but they're not doing as good of a job to port them. If we see visual glitches in every single THQ Nordic re-release and remaster, it doesn't inspire me with 100% confidence that Darksiders 3 is going to be a good game. However, there's so much weirdness with budgeting and how much money gets spent on new games. It could very well be that they felt the need to make some cheap ports to make money just to fund Darksiders 3. I don't believe they tried to Kickstarter it, which that's slightly nice. Like, far too many games, remakes and sequels to classic games have gotten on services like Kickstarter and then not really been the interesting pieces of art that they should have been. Instead, they've been cheap cash grabs or unfinished products completely. Yeah, we're once again just totally outside of the dungeon. It occurred to me it would be a really cool... There's a really cool game out there as a concept where the point of the game is that the dungeons have broken and you leave on one side and you find that there's a secret passage to get back in, so you crawl out a broken window and then enter through another broken window or something like that, and you just do that very consistently throughout. Yeah, I think that would be cool. But that's not what this is. Definitely is not what this game is. So we've got some kind of elevator system and something over there. So I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to activate this, and he's using the key directly now. No longer are we using the magical hands to activate those. Or he was using the magical hands for the bigger guy, I guess. Alright. I've got to jump off here. Come over here. Come up here. And we'll see what level of control we have with this. I'm thinking about right there is all we need. Nope. It's timed. Hey, well, it worked. I think the game did me a favor and let me make a wall climb there that I really shouldn't have made. I felt like it's done that a couple times. Alright. So we've maneuvered ourselves around. Maybe we're not doing anything more with that. Let's see. We haven't seen this section, and we've got this section that seems to just kind of swim you in a different direction. So I don't know how we get back to that at this point. This may just be a boss fight. Let's see. I'm not seeing any treasure chests. And I'm not seeing any well, I'm not seeing a lot of any of the other elements either. So back this way I guess we go. This would be an opportunity to fight people, so maybe we'll do that, maybe we won't. Thought we were gonna fight this guy. Yeah, no friendly fire. This game does feel like it is halfway towards a co-op version of this game. I could totally feel that being as perhaps the intention of why they translated it from your standard single player adventure game into a closer to a single player version of a MMO, which this is kind of where a lot of games went. Ubisoft games in particular all became games like this. The only difference is Ubisoft actually succeeds to flood a map with ridiculous amounts of events to interact and do, even if they are very generic actions that seem super repetitive. They're at least something. I see really no reason to hop off here and try and take these guys on. Oh, I'm about to fall over. I wonder what would happen if I fell over into the water. So it's some kind of rock crushing thing. I think I've gotten stuck. So I may have to swing my fist to get out. Interesting. And up here is, well, where we're gonna get the Heartstone. Wow, I'm getting stuck all over the place. And I kind of fear leaving or getting off of one of these characters while it's stuck, because it may just be stuck for like that forever. As soon as I lose control of it, I may not be able to mount it. Make sure we kill and break that.
Stand behind me. I'll take care of this.
So we should be in a good position
I'll have at it then.
to collect this. No, it doesn't want to let me get up there. Interesting. This should just be a simple wall with a smooth enough location for me to grab, and it isn't.
Ryder, I'll toss you.
Wait, you're gonna toss me? Alright. Toss me over that way. Another great example of the game just not being consistent and not being obvious. Swim down here to collect this because I solved that. And we'll just swim through all of this. And it's been another 30 minutes. And we certainly did do things. But I always have to remind myself that we did things. I guess I'm going to activate this wheel. I always get left with this feeling that not much has happened. And really not much has. But some things have happened. What's this do? It's apparently nothing. I can't activate it. So unless
Get flat in there, alright?
there's something to this, I assume there's something to that, because it wouldn't make a lot of sense that that exists and there's nothing to it. So either it's supposed to be grabbed by the claw of that construct, which is something that's never happened before, or it's just going to happen later. We can see there's more to this puzzle, clearly. We've gotten a couple of other new things that we can look at and then some quickly reject. Let's see. On the stats, we're halfway towards leveling up again. I don't know if we're really going to make it to level 20 by the end of the game. Just kind of depends on how much of the game there really is left. Apparently we've hit the 8-hour mark now. Very surprising, and we spent 45 minutes playing. Well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. And when you subscribe, click the notification bell, please. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, gift me a game or a gift card on Steam. That helps out a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.